It's a Taylor Swift takeover on the charts. Where did the Life of a Showgirl tracks debut? Hey, it's Tetris at the Hot 100 show. I love Taylor Swift, and apparently everybody else does too, so we're gonna see where the Life of a Showgirl tracks landed in the top 10. We have Swifties out in the streets of LA, we got Swifties in our New York studio, and all that's left to do is run it down. This is the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 for the week dated October 18th. At number 10 is Cancel.
I love Cancel just because it reminds me of old albums. It reminds me of Reputation a little bit. The message behind it too, you love your friends no matter what. I love that.
Is it okay for Taylor to be I don't care that you got canceled as long as you're drifting Gucci?
No, but at the same time, yes, we all have friends that we know are toxic, and yet we still stay friends with them.
Yes.
At least you know exactly who your friends are.
Eldest Daughter is at number 9.
But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out.
The Eldest Daughter.
Yeah.
What do you like about that song?
I also like the lyrics, and I feel like the bridge is also beautiful.
Shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young.
Sabrina Carpenter joins Taylor at 8.
You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe.
I feel like you're dressed like a showgirl. You're like a life of a showgirl.
I wouldn't mind the life of a showgirl for a week, but then I couldn't do it. I can't do what Taylor does. She's incredible.
But that's not what showgirls get. They leave us for dead.
What do you like about the life of a showgirl? It has Sabrina on it.
I like the ending especially because
Yeah.
they have those kind of recording from the Eras tour. I
Right.
feel like that's so amazing.
Thank you for an unforgettable night. We will see you next time.
And there are numbers 10 through 8, so it's time to check in with the New York team to talk all about it. What's up, Swifties? Danielle, how many vinyls you got?
Hey, I only got one today, but here she is, the Target edition.
Ooh, the Target edition. I gotta grab that one. So listen, starting with the top 10, Cancel being 10 is definitely really interesting to start this conversation. How are you guys feeling about Cancel?
I mean, I love Canceled. I'm happy that it made the top 10. Only 2 songs didn't. It's very Reputation era coded. It's very mysterious, sultry. It definitely harkens back to that 2017 Taylor.
No, I mean, I think Danielle makes a great point. Yeah. Obviously, Reputation, is one of the 2 non-re-records that we have not, may never get. So I know a lot of people who are really excited about that album. If this is a taste of it, I don't know if this is, maybe the shell of a vault track that they finished or something like that. But to give us that little taste of that era, I think for a lot of Swifties who are really, still hoping for Reputation, Taylor's version to come out someday, this is a good, a good reminder, a good little okay, this is what I love about her, and glad she put it on this album this time. So.
I mean, the track is definitely giving Reputation vibes, but listen, we know the internet has been loud for the last week. This is definitely one of those tracks that got everybody talking. How do you feel about the controversy?
I think, people are always gonna talk. When it comes to the lyrics, Taylor always prides herself as a lyricist, so people are really looking into the lyrics for this one. But for me, it's just about the music, and if the music's good, it's good.
Oh yeah, and we'll get to more controversy, but for now, what about number 9, Eldest Daughter?
I love the song actually. I feel like going into the album, I was expecting very much big anthemic, big booming arena style songs from this album, but this was one of the, I feel like traditional singer-songwritery slow songs, and it was one of my favorites. I thought she did a great job on it.
Yeah, it's the 5th song on the album. So I think the nice thing about it is it kind of, at least when I heard it through, it was the first kind of, act 2 of the album, where the first songs are a little more upbeat, a little more all, in the same kind of vein, and this was okay, we're switching gears here. I feel like if you like folklore Taylor, this is probably more in that kind of class. If you like Xander said, the singer-songwriter kind of vibe, a little, more mellow, but more introspective. And I think obviously a lot of people can relate to it. I mean, literally calling, how many eldest daughters are out there. So I think it's one of those songs that is both personal and universal. And I think for a lot of people, when Taylor hits that sweet spot, that is some of their favorite Taylor. So shout out to her.
And I love how we're finding out which track goes with which album, a little Reputation here, a little folklore here. And then now, of course, the Life of a Showgirl title track with Sabrina Carpenter. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm surprised this wasn't higher because to me, this one's a hit.
Sabrina Carpenter was definitely the person to choose for this song. She sounds perfect in the second verse, and she definitely knows the life of the showgirl at this point with all of the acclaim that she's getting from her own tour. So yeah, I love that it's been a full circle moment for her, growing up such a big Swiftie. But yeah, it's a great song.
I love the song too. Like, I feel like I can imagine this in like a big stadium. It kind of reminded me of Long Live from Speak Now, where it's like, feels like she can perform it in a whole stadium. It feels like it kind of harkens back to that era a little bit. And yeah, it was one of my favorites on the album too.
Oh, absolutely, man. I hope that one is a single. That's what I'm hoping for there. But we still have 7 more Taylor songs to get to, so let's jump back into the top 10. Actually Romantic grabs 7.
It's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you.
My favorite song on Life of a Showgirl is Actually Romantic. It is one of the best Shade songs that's ever come out, and I want to play it to all of my haters.
I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got you break.
It's a funny way to express it.
Yes, I agree.
I
Potential
think
beef.
that if someone lets you open for their worldwide tour, that maybe you should be more appreciative of them.
Spicy take.
No man has ever loved me like he's actually romantic.
Wishlist is on the list at 6.
Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
Oh my
You
God.
look like a Swiftie.
Yeah.
I think I saw your I Love Taylor Swift shirt.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song on The Life of a Showgirl?
My favorite song is Wishlist, probably because like I want a baby face and a fat ass, but I also want a big family. So I want it all, and she told me I can have it all.
And a fat ass with a baby face, they want it all.
While Wood grabs number 5.
Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood.
Wood, number 1. I mean, come on. I just love the sound of it. I think it's really clever, really funny. I think the puns are nice. Not family friendly, but you know, sometimes you need that, guys.
Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
My favorite song is Wood.
I love Wood.
I agree with
I'm
you.
a little kinky, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't got to knock on wood.
And number 4 is Father Figure.
I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor.
I think the most unhinged lyric right there was the, my bigger.
Do you have an opinion about like the censored or uncensored version? My check's bigger, my bigger.
I'm sure they played that for the movie, the check's bigger,
Yeah.
for the kids. But listening to it on the CD, it's like, okay, I'm gonna sing that out loud.
I can make deals with the devil because my
Okay, so I feel like 7 through 4 are bangers that we have to discuss. Actually Romantic, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I love Actually Romantic. I think it's very like rock and roll coded, like kind of a little bit of Weezer in there. We haven't really heard this sound from Taylor before, and I kind of want her to dig deeper. But I like, when it comes to the song sonically, it's amazing. I know there's a ton of controversy, again, surrounding the lyrics, but it's a great song.
And I mean, you talk about the lyrics of this song, I feel like they're pretty specific, and we all know Taylor can get very specific with her pen. So do you feel like people have the right to be speculating about this track?
I think, of course, yeah, that's kind of what goes into being a Swiftie. It's like trying to read between the lines and see what sort of history or beef she has with different artists or different people that's been associated with her over time. And so I think it's totally in the right. That's, I think, part of what being a Swiftie is seeing what, all the different Easter eggs and the clues. And I think she does a good job of teasing those things on this song. So.
And I mean, look, we're coming off a year of, diss tracks. I mean, obviously, Drake Kendrick was, the big highlight of 2024. But I feel like we're in this era now where people are like, okay, you send shots, I'm gonna send shots back. Maybe there are people who actually didn't even realize what the controversy was until the response track came out, and then a lot of people are kind of diving back in to say, wait a minute, did I miss this beef? And look, I'm sure a lot of folks would say, look, if you come for me, you better not miss, and I got every right to get back at you. So now, the ball's in someone else's court. If they want to respond, let's hear it.
That's the power of music for you.
Listen, I'm sure Sympathy is a Knife got a lot more streams this week.
I didn't say, nobody said anything about that. Nobody said anything
Not gonna name names.
And whatever.
But that song did boost in streams, yes.
And then we gotta talk about my favorite song, Wish List. Oh my God, the first time I listened to the album, I was obsessed with that track. Tell me you loved it too, Danielle.
Of course, it's such a pretty song. This is like the love song that we were all waiting for on the album. I also love that Taylor said that this was one of the last songs she wrote. She said once she wrote this song, she knew that the album was done. And it gives us a little glimpse into the life after Showgirl, which is really fun.
Yeah, I think the lyric actually is really interesting on this song because, you know, there might be a lot of songs that are structured where it's this idea where she sets up like what other people might want. They might want, you know, Oscars and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes people will go, you know, but you can have that, that's useless. But I like that she actually was like, if you want that, like, I'm happy for you, go get that. Here's just what I want. So it's not even like this big contrast of like, you're wrong for not wanting what I want, or you should, you know, do this or that. But it's just like, it's sort of like this universal, like everybody can get what they want, but it's just like, yo, I kind of want this, and I'm happy having this. And if you want to chase this and that, or whatever you want, whatever's on your wish list, you know, I'm happy that you get it. So I think that's an interesting sort of universality to it that I think, again, hits that sweet spot that she's just so good at making personal songs just universal in their own way. So when something like that happens, I think that's that Taylor magic.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of Travis nuggets on the album. This one definitely was one of the best ones for me. And then Danielle, of course, I follow you on social media, so I already know you are a Wood stan.
Let's hear it.
I do love Wood, and I'm proud. I think this song is sonically one of her best on the album. When I first listened to albums all the way through, I listened more for the production and especially knowing that Max Martin and Shellback were reunited with her. So maybe I didn't get those double entendres at first, but even after hearing them, I think they're so fun. And like, we've never heard this side of Taylor before. It does feel a little bit like Sabrina Carpenter-esque, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's clearly been spending a lot of time with Sabrina, where like those like tongue-in-cheek lyrics with double entendres are starting to rub off on her a little bit. And I don't know, I think it's fun to see, like, you know, Taylor's like in her 30s now. Of course, like, this is a part of it, and it's fun to see her experiment with, you know, with different lyricisms and, you know, different tongue-in-cheek things like this.
Definitely when I heard it, like, I think to Danielle's point about the sonic, it's like, oh, this sounds like, you know, the next single. When I was going through, obviously I know Fate of Ophelia, which we'll talk about later, is, you know, single number one, but I'm kind of like, okay, what's the follow-up? What kind of direction are we gonna go into? Wood was really one of the ones where I just, like, when I heard that music, I'm like, oh, this sounds very radio friendly, sounds very, you know, catchy. Look, I hate, you know, when you work in the industry, look, radio friendly is a thing. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is probably shortlisted for option number 2.
Until you heard,
I mean, it would be a great radio track, but I mean, I feel like some parents, even when you watch the movie in theaters and they change the lyrics, it's like, you know, people aren't used to Taylor talking like this. And I don't know if Travis is excited or like, wait, everybody's talking about, you know, Wood.
Taylor literally drops F-bombs like right on the next track. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Reputation, I remember when people were like, oh, she cusses now?
Yeah.
Like she's growing up. Like, it's part of it. It didn't derail her career that suddenly she's rated, you know, PG-13 R language. So I'm sure with the entendres and everything, like, come on.
I'm sure Travis loves it, and they definitely call him Redwood in that locker room.
And of course we talked about Actually Romantic, but let's fast forward to Father Figure, another song that people are saying could be written about another pop star.
I mean, you never know. That's the power of songwriting, right? Like, people can all have their own opinions on it. Taylor's the only one, and will she ever confirm who songs are about? Probably not. But I love Father Figure. This is another one where sonically I was like, this is a really fun song. The George Michael interpolation, I didn't really hear at first, but I get I get why that she wanted to credit him. I think it's like the 2025 version of The Man. She's like really sticking it down and yeah, just speaking her mind.
And I love how you compared it to The Man, because my first thought when listening to this song was, wait, is Taylor a whiskey drinker? Because that seems tough.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
Either, to be honest.
She's definitely a vodka Diet Coke girl. Like, yeah.
And Canceled,
Clear liquor.
She mentioned her whiskey sours and Canceled.
Yeah,
so
that's
maybe
true.
maybe she's shifting tastes.
I know.
Maybe, you know, Jack Daniels get a sponsor. I don't know.
All right, and before we jump into the top 3, guys, we do have some big news to talk about, and it's over on the Billboard 200. Check it out.
Taylor Swift has topped the Billboard 200 albums chart.
Now I can see it all.
Taylor's 15th #1 album, The Life of a Showgirl, is shattering so many records with 4 million albums sold, outselling Adele's 3.38 million first week sales of 25, to become the biggest sales week for an album of all time. She stated, "I have 4 million thank yous I want to send to the fans and 4 million reasons to feel even more proud of this album than I already was. Thank you for the lovely bouquet."
Thank you for the lovely bouquet.
She now has more #1 albums than both Drake and Jay-Z, both of whom have 14 each. Only the Beatles have more, with 19 #1 albums. Congrats, Taylor Swift.
All right, she has broken so many records, toppled Adele's 3.38 million sales total for biggest sales in a week, among so many other things. It's her 15th #1 album. So congrats to Taylor with The Life of a Showgirl. How are we feeling about the success?
I think it's so crazy how she keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like obviously we knew when Tortured Poets came out that this was going to be her biggest album yet. It was 34 tracks long. It was coming off of the Eras tour. We were like, this is going to be enormous. This one, it only has 12 songs. We've had some break in between the Eras tour and now, and now this is even bigger than any album that she's ever done before, and any album period. For Adele in 25, she had held that record for a decade, and now here we are 10 years later, and of course Taylor's the one to break it, and I think it's amazing.
And listen, I love the shout outs to Adele, but I got to do a personal shout out here to my girl Britney Spears. She was one of the first women, I think the first woman ever to sell over 1 million in a week with 1.3. Oops, I did it again, right,
not
Xander?
true, Tetris, but that's okay.
Give me the truth. What's the truth, Trevor?
At least in the Luminate era, let's go back to the Bodyguard soundtrack, Whitney Houston, 1992.
That's a soundtrack.
Britney was second, though.
But Britney had the record for the longest time when Oops, I Did It Again was the 1.3 million sellers. Taylor came close, 1989 and a few things, but it wasn't until Adele. So, yeah, Britney had that record for about 15 years. So, definitely, look, legendary shit. I don't need to say it. So shout out to
Britney and
shout
Whitney.
out to Britney Spears
and also Whitney too.
And the Bodyguard
and
Whitney.
I love how you tried to slide the Bodyguard in there, and I love my Whitney Houston, but that was not a solo female record, okay? Just reminding you there, Trevor.
Okay, now you tell me why you bought the Bodyguard. Did you buy for the Soul System or the Aaron Neville cover, or
We're getting off track here.
Nah,
getting
you bought
off track.
the Whitney Houston record. So shout out to the GOAT.
Listen, we're gonna go on a whole nother tangent. We gotta get back to the charts. Here are the top 3 Taylor Swift songs on the Hot 100. Elizabeth Taylor is at 3.
Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's for real?
Why do you like Elizabeth Taylor so much?
I just love that song. I love how the beat drops. It's my favorite song on the album.
And I can't have fun if I can't help.
Opalite Dance is at number 2.
Now the sky is opalite. Oh.
People wanted a glitter pen, very girly poppy song, and it really encapsulates that.
You were in it for real. She was in her phone.
And I feel like with my injury and everything, I feel like I resonate with Opalite because it's like you're turning darkness into light and you're making a beautiful for yourself,
Yes.
I love it.
And I can bring you
And debuting at number 1 is Taylor's 13th chart topper, The Fate of Ophelia.
Save my heart from the fate of Ophelia.
Yeah, I really like that one, and I like the music video as well. I think it has good vibes, the regular Taylor good vibes.
I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I.
Do you know the TikTok dance?
I know the part. I know the vibes.
It's a bop.
Iconic.
It's a bop.
And the music video was
It was amazing. It was amazing. One of her best.
When you like that, that's the part that I know.
They teach you it here.
The land may cease, the sky pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes.
And there are our top 3, including Taylor's 13th number 1 on the Hot 100. Let's start talking about Elizabeth Taylor. I love that song on first listen. How are you guys feeling?
I was the exact same way on first listen. I immediately was like, oh my God, is this a Reputation Vault track? Where are we? What year is it?
I will say also, I did hear Reputation on that a lot too. It makes me wonder if she's been in the studio starting to I don't know, have all of her re-recordings of those songs, and maybe this was one that she she's, I don't know, just feeling that vibe, and this was kind of a result of that. So
hey, open that Reputation Easter egg.
Yeah.
Burton to this Taylor, ready for it. Maybe, maybe we've been slowly setting the seeds up for an Elizabeth Taylor, Taylor Swift sort of track for a long time now. Maybe.
I don't know. It's hard to say if we'll get Rep TV. This seems like as close as we're gonna get, and I'm happy for it.
Yeah, and I mean, the song is like such a part of that era, but then it's such a different song when you put it next to Opalite, which is one of the most fun songs on this album.
100% agree. When I heard Opalite at 12:01 a.m. or whatever time it was when this album dropped, I was dancing in my room by myself. It is such a bop.
No, and speaking of dancing, I DJ'd a wedding last weekend where Opalite was already the bride's recessional song. So people are already celebrating their weddings with Opalite.
Wow. Wait, you DJ'd this wedding when? Like the day after
this
the
was
album dropped?
Saturday, so yes, the album came out on Friday. I DJ'd the wedding the next day, and the bride was like, hey, I've changed the song I want to walk out to, and it's Opalite.
Wow.
That's amazing. Wow. Literally changing lives, changing wedding plans out here.
Yeah.
That's impact.
That's music
the life
industry.
Of a showgirl, I guess.
I get it though. It's like sparkly, it's twinkly, it feels a little disc. It's like, I don't know, it's perfect wedding vibe.
Definitely. Also, I mean, to go back to the single conversation when I heard, I'm like, oh, this could definitely be like a good follow-up.
Exactly.
Totally.
You know, kind of getting. I mean, obviously it's like winter, so sometimes things are a little slower, but it's like it's romantic. It's got a Valentine's vibe. It's fun. It keeps lighthearted. Something we definitely didn't see really with the last album. So I think if this album is really about to be more fun and more colorful and bright out there, I think Opalite is really a good symbol of what this album is.
It's definitely one of her glittery gel pen songs, which she has called some of her pop songs before. It's very bouncy, and I really like that. ABBA-esque.
Also, a new vocabulary word in the mix for a lot of people. I don't think many folks knew what Opalite was.
I definitely didn't.
Before last Friday, so shout out to Taylor Swift SAT.
Yep.
And of course, I can't verify this because I don't remember where I read it, but I think it was more requested at radio than the next song, which is our number one, The Fate of Ophelia. I mean, of course, everybody's doing the dance on TikTok. It's a hit, it's a smash. How do you guys feel about it?
Perfect single, no notes.
What can you say?
I do think it's a great single to start off with, and obviously historically, we've talked about how Taylor sometimes doesn't always pick the best songs to be the lead single from her albums. I think she did a great job this time, and maybe she has other people advising her and helping her, but like Fate of Ophelia, it's a bop, it's great, it's dancey, it's perfect for radio. I agree with you, Danielle. I think it's great.
I think along with the music video too, it just shows how grandeur the album's gonna be. It's so fun and big, and yeah, that's exactly what being a showgirl is.
And I don't want to lose sight, I know there's so much about Taylor and the album itself that sort of the conversation about Taylor having a number one song might kind of get lost in the shuffle this week, but this is her 13th number one. So she's passing Madonna on the Hot 100 count for solo women with most number ones. Only Mariah Carey, 19, Rihanna, 14 are above Taylor. So she's really moving up that all-time list. Also, that 15th number one is a record among solo artists. Only the Beatles have more number ones, period, with 19. You really think in particular that 15, 19 is really attainable for Taylor. And, at the pace she's going, Rihanna, 14 seems pretty doable. Mariah at 19?
Hey, don't you?
Look.
Seems possible.
I'm just saying, it's, she's obviously got some people to pass, but it's in sight. So some of these big records for most number one albums, most number one songs, Taylor Swift certainly, could be eyeing those in the next couple years.
She's not done yet.
And Danielle, of course, you said 10 out of 10, no notes. But how about the music video as well? What'd you feel about it?
The music video is so fun. It might be one of my favorite music videos she's ever done, especially seeing it on a big screen. I think that totally changed my perspective of the song. I already loved it on first listen, but with all of the visuals that came with it, it's so big, and that's exactly what I pictured this album being.
Well, listen, I have loved talking about the life of a showgirl with you all, but what about next week? Any thoughts so far on what's gonna happen?
I think The Fate of Ophelia is gonna stay at number one.
Definitely. I think it'll stay at number one. I think Opalite will stay at number two. We're still gonna see a lot of Taylor, is my guess. But yeah, I think we'll see a big Taylor second week for sure.
Come on, there's gonna be that one song that's gonna go up, up, up.
Golden, baby.
That's the song?
That's the song.
Well, certainly, obviously, the former number one is always the top contender to get back into the top 10. So we'll see. I mean, I think think they're right. I mean, obviously the streaming will be so big for Fate of Ophelia. We'll see how it picks up at radio. It already had a crazy debut, so as strong as it already is at radio, support with the streaming should keep it there for a while.
For sure.
Possibly, you know, the real question is, and this is, we're looking far out, but sort of the anti-hero vein. Is this one of those things where Taylor comes in, dominates, maybe all the way to the Christmas season? Not sure whose album is really coming out that could challenge in the next couple of weeks. So if it's not something like Golden or something that really blows up on TikTok, could be one of those things where Taylor runs Q4 all the way until Tetris, Mariah Carey makes that move.
Or Brenda Lee. We can't forget Brenda Lee, who got
Hey, listen, come on. You all are bringing up all the things I do not want to talk about today. You will get me on a whole tangent talking about Brenda Lee versus Mariah.
Well, I don't hear much tangent.
Oh, I don't know. No, but I can't wait.
We got plenty more Hot 100
season
shows
comes.
between now and then, so we'll,
we'll have plenty of time to break it down.
We can duke that out later.
All right, well, I'll see you guys next week when we do it all again. Thanks, guys. If you want more Billboard, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified on all our latest videos.